for today's topic. Looking for good old deletion. This guy. This is the one we should talk about today. I'm here for the bad guy, and the bad guy only. Let's get started, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is your friendly dark magic before you. Today we will talk about one of my favorite things to talk about in the world other than League of Legends. That would be conspiracy theories. Today is a conspiracy theory day because even a bad guy believes in conspiracy theories. I believe there's a reason for them. I believe somewhere in the depths of a conspiracy is the truth. Because I'm a psychotic and we believe in the unseen because normally we're the ones bringing the nightmares. So let's get started. Today's conspiracy theory, well, it will be one you're quite used to. It will be the pandemic. The pandemic is a conspiracy theory. It is and let's define conspiracy theory, shall we? As I look upon this tablet, it says a conspiracy theory is an explanation for an event situation that invokes conspiracy by a sinister, powerful group, often political in motivation. Does that not sound like the government to you? Conspiracy theories are loved by psychotics because we believe in the unseen. Most of the time we are the unseen. We're the bad guy. We're the ones that come in the darkness to touch you as you sleep. Now, give me a minute because I will have to address the helmet of why. It is my friend. And it talks to me because, well, I'm a psychotic. And if you can hear it, you're a psychotic too. You just don't know it yet. But conspiracy. And our conspiracy for today is the pandemic. Where does it come from? How did it originate? Who is to be at fault for this? Well, I can tell you we can say it was the Asians because it was an Asian pandemic. Or China, as Trump says. I don't believe in faulting a certain people, but if you look back into the records, it will tell you that, well, back in the day, there was a man who was, well, let's just say he was a professor of a college. Now, that doctor's name was Dr. Charles Lieberman. Lieber. We'll call him Dr. L. Dr. L was one of the top Harvard doctors in the world. Now, you've probably never heard of him because you would not care about Harvard unless you were going there or you actually heard about the school. It's not for most of people of color because we don't really care. So, Dr. Lieberman was paid by the government and other entities of the U.S. lots of money, millions and millions, as The Rock says, of dollars to do what scientists do, create things that destroy. And I'm the bad guy? Well, at least I don't get paid to do my destruction. But anyway, Dr. Lima and his two Chinese cohorts, who were later charged with crimes, they got together and came up with a plan. Well, not really. Let's just say the Chinese reached out to them and they say, hey, we need a lab and we need top lab techs and we'll pay you whatever you want because we need those secrets. See, China does not believe well, how can I put it? They do not believe in building their own. They believe in re-engineering. Now, you may be wondering, what is re-engineering? Re-engineering is to take something like this, as it sits, a warrior's glove, a glove of a knight, a glove of a psychopath. And they will break it down to the nuts and bolts, to the metal, to the glove. And then they will put it back together with a plan. They will plan out every nut and bolt as they take it apart. And then they'll go, well, okay, now we have every piece we need to put back together. Then they will remake every piece of that glove from the tip to the back. Re-engineering, and they'll put it back together. Well, you can't re-engineer something that hasn't been done. So you can't really buy a theory. You can't buy a chemical makeup. You can't buy a substance that's been done unless you have the creator or someone who is smart enough to create it for you when it comes to chemicals. Now, I may be losing you, but we'll bring it back around to the pandemic shortly. Well, Mr. Lieber, the doctor, he took it. He took the money that they were offering and said, yeah, I'm fine with it. I'll come over and help you set up your lab because you don't have one as advanced as we have here at Harvard. Some people might call Mr. Lieber traitor to his country, but others, well, they may call him an innovator. I can't call him a psychotic, but he's close. I like respectable psychotics. The kind that delete one at a time. Not one that just throws a blanket over the whole world. That's not fair. See, even as a psychotic myself, I believe everyone deserves a running chance. So anyway, back to Dr. Lieber. Dr. Lieber takes the thousands of dollars they give him for living quarters. Dr. Lieber takes the millions of yen they give him to help them re-engineer a lab that can contend with the United States. It's a crime, but it's a white-collar crime. So, there's that. White collar, we'll get to that on another day, but this conspiracy is about the pandemic. Well, right after Mr. Lieber was arrested, they can't go to China and take the lab back. They can't go to China and take all the knowledge and chemical engineering and experience that this man has back that he brought to China. China is specific. They recorded everything he came over there to do, probably from the time he landed to the time he came back to America and was arrested, as he should have been. So at that point, China had a working laboratory. But like a child with a gun, sometimes mistakes are made. Now, of course, this is, a conspiracy theory. But that lab was in the district where the pandemic originated. Now, maybe, and this is just a maybe, Dr. Lieber taught them how to bake a cake. Maybe Dr. Lieber taught them how to mix a cake. But he did not tell them how to clean up after themselves. Maybe he thought that was something they would know. And they didn't. So, now comes 2020. Because Dr. Lieber had been back and arrested around 2019. Boom. Well, I would say 2019-ish. You can look him up. It's on the internet. Dr. Charles Lieber, with an Lieber. All conspiracy theory, allegedly. Could this man be the man who is at fault for the pandemic that we went through? Why is it that the government makes their own monsters and then we have to pay for the destruction? Is that not the way of the world? Well, it shouldn't be. And as a psychotic, you're a friendly neighborhood bad guy. I wish I could just put my hands on the people responsible. Then it wouldn't be a bad thing, would it? Of course, I'm just a psychotic talking, but yes, it's just how I feel. You can research this information whatever you like, but now we have to deal with the fallout and the shots and the boosters. And now it has happened again in the same district. Now they're shutting down again. Would we have to pay the cost again? I would hope not. But until next time, you guys, thank you for joining me, Dark Magic. Please like, share, subscribe. We will get further into things as we go along. Of course, once again, today is Conspiracy Theory Day. See you next time.